How many games would the Denver Broncos win in 2026? What's going on, Broncos fans? It's your boy Mayon Jones here, back at with another NFL record prediction. And this time we'll be doing an NFL record prediction for the Denver Broncos for a 2026 NFL season. We're going to get things started here. I'm going to give you my game by game analysis, game by game picks, and see which games I think the Broncos will win and which game I think the Broncos will lose. So before I give you my record prediction for the Denver Broncos for a 2026 NFL season, don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel, more option, and comment down your opinion below to see who you think's gonna how far you think the Broncos will go. Do you think they're gonna make the playoffs? Do you think they're gonna win the Super? Do you think they're gonna win the division, or do you think they're taking a step back and make the playoffs? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Okay, so week one, they get things kicking off against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Kansas City on a Monday night in Kansas City. This is a game right here that is tough to choose. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now, I know most people could be picking the Chiefs to win and all that because, they think Mahomes might be ready by week one, but I'm not sure. I think the Chiefs might take a step back this year because, they Mahomes, I feel like their offensive line is pretty mid. Their receiving core may not be as good. I mean, there's a lot going on with Rashid Rice because that guy has been an absolute buffoon. Kelsey's getting older. I mean, I like the Kenneth Walker addition, but I don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball without an offensive line. But their defensive is pretty good. I mean, their defensive line could be mediocre at best. Pretty good, especially the age of Chris Jones. I mean, they added some guy. I mean, they lost players in the secondary like Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Brian Cook. Those are three best players in their secondary. They try to replace them with draft picks and also the guys in free agency, but not with the same quality players. So I think the game right here can definitely go either way, but I think you're going to split with the Chiefs this year. So I'm going to give Denver their first win of the season just because I think that the Broncos are just a much more complete team. And I just really think that, that the pass catchers of Denver will be too much for a Chiefs secondary to handle because Bo Nix got some weapons that can pick at some young corners. I feel like Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram could be a problem. And I just really think the Broncos offense can make more plays. And the Broncos defense do play them tough against the Chiefs. Like, they know how to play the Chiefs. Like, I think their D-line is going to do good, stop the run, stop the pass. And I feel like that the secondary can just play sticky against an underwhelming receiving core of Kansas City. And I just don't know if Mahomes is going to be ready by week one. But if he is, I don't think it matters. I think the Broncos find a way to go in the Arrowhead and win this game. Even last year, Denver did go in the Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs without Mahomes. I think they can do it again. Like, if Justin Fields starts, I mean, it's still a Broncos win because Justin Fields is a disaster and he's not anything special. So, yeah, I think the Broncos win this game, start off 1-0. Week 2 against the Jacksonville Jags. This is another game that can go either way. Now, most people could be picking the Jags to win because Jags have a better quarterback and all that. And even last year, Jacksonville did win the Denver and beat them. But I think Denver's going to get the revenge and beat the Jags because I just really think that the Broncos are just a much more complete team. They have the better defense. And I just don't think Jacksonville's defense is all that special. I think the Broncos' defense will make more plays and all that. And I really think that Sean Payton and his coaching staff will have more answers for the Jags because, they pretty much have the pass rush to get after Trevor Lawrence. They have the corners to cover against the Jags receivers, to cover against Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers. And on the other side, the Broncos do have the weapons on offense to move the ball against the Jags defense, especially the Jags with their secondary having no cornerbacks. I mean, the Jags corners against the Broncos receivers is a terrible matchup. I think Jalen Waddle is going to have a good game. He could be a problem. Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram can have a good game as well. So yeah, and you're at home. So yeah, I think Denver should win that game. Week 3 against the Los Angeles Rams. This is gonna be a fun game to watch. This game right here can definitely go either way. I mean, I kind of call this my trap game of the week because LA is coming to town and all that. I mean, LA is tricky because they have a great defense. I mean, their defense automatically improved by adding Myles Garrett after getting rid of Jared Verse. They added 2 corners in free agency. They got their O line is good and they got some weapons as well. So LA is a challenge because the Rams do have receivers that can really like give the Broncos defense issues. So yeah. So Sean McVay is a good coach. Chris Jewell is a really good defensive coordinator. I mean, and then they got a great offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury. You know what? This is kind of my trap game of the week. I'm gonna come back to this one because that's a tough game to choose. Week 4, they got to play against San Francisco 49ers. This is a game that can definitely go either way. I mean, most people are picking the Niners to win because the Niners pretty much have, some people are picking the Broncos to win because the Broncos do have a better receiving core. But at the same time, I feel like the Niners defense is much improved by adding Greg Grunlaw and also Digizua and Nate Hobbs. And then also, they did add Mike Evans to the receiving core along with Ricky Pearsall. Who knows if George Kittle's going to be back? So, yeah, I mean, if the Niners are healthy, I think the Niners win this game. But if they lose, if they're dealing with a lot of injuries, I think this is the Broncos win. So, I think the Niners are going to be a good team this year. So, and playing San Francisco could be a tough outing, especially in the Bay. So, I'm going to go lean towards the Niners just because I just really think the Niners – I just really think that the Niners defensive line is going to win the game. And I really think that, their defense can find a way to at least like get after Bo Nix and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. And I just think, Raheem Morris is going to find a way to at least like attack Bo Nix. And especially the Niners, they do have some weapons on offense that can give the Broncos defense problems like Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall, Christian Kirk, George Kittle. Like they got Christian McCaffrey as well. And when you play it man coverage against the Niners, it opens things up for Brock Purdy. So I think so I feel like the Niners offense is going to make more plays. I think they're going to do a good job controlling the clock, keep Bo Nix off the field. And I really think that their defense can find a way to win this game by getting a stop and find a way to overwhelm the Broncos. Especially the Broncos may not be able to run the ball as much. I think the Niners can run the ball better than them. But I don't think both teams will run the ball as much, especially given the fact that both of their run defenses are really good. But the Broncos do have a better pass defense. I do lean towards the Broncos having the better defense. But I just feel like San Francisco is going to make more plays, and I feel like Kyle will have more answers. So, yeah. So, I think the Niners win that game, especially the Niners do have a better quarterback as well. So, that's why I think the Niners win that game. Week 5 against the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. I think you're going to split with the Chargers. So, I'm going to give the Chargers the win there because the game's in LA and playing in LA is tricky. And the Chargers do have a better quarterback as well, and are at home. But I think they might take a step back this year. I mean, because they lost Jesse Minter at their defense coordinator and have a new defensive coordinator who will elevate the defense. And I just feel like the Chargers defense will be fine. I mean, they really match up well with the Broncos really good, and they know how to play the Broncos. I mean, their offense knows how to play against them as well. So, yeah. So, I think the Chargers win that game here at home. Then week 6 against the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night, short week in Denver. I think this game right here can go either way. I mean, two of the best defenses in football. Now, I know most people could be picking Seattle to win because Seattle could be a better team than them. But I'm going to lean towards the Broncos bouncing back, getting the win because I just don't see them losing 2-3 straight games. I feel like coming out 2 straight losses, you'll be extra motivated. And I just really think that the Broncos defense matched so well with the Seahawks really good because, your D line, the Broncos do have the pass rush to get after Sam Darnold. They have the corners to man up against the Seahawks receivers. And I don't think Seattle's going to be able to run the ball that much because I don't think they're going to be able to have a run game since they don't got Kenneth Walker. I think the Broncos run defense makes some plays here. And also, the Seahawks defense did lose some pieces, and the Seahawks defense do get ran over at times, and they get thrown on at times. So I can see the Broncos offense having success there because they do have the receivers to move the ball against Seattle. And, I kind of feel like it's going to be a low scoring game. So I think the Broncos defense is just going to win them the game itself. So yeah, that's why I got the Broncos winning this game. Next game, week 7, against the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, actually, they'll easily beat the Cardinals because they really have 10 days to prepare and a week to prepare because they're coming off a Thursday game. And I really think that the Broncos are just overall a much more complete team, better quarterback and coaching staff. I mean, I don't know who's playing quarterback at the Cardinals. Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett or is it going to be Carson Beck? If it's Carson Beck, I wouldn't trust a rookie quarterback against that elite defense of the Cardinals, against that elite defense of the Broncos. And the Cardinals' offense is not as good, and their defense is not as good as well. So Denver should be able to move the ball against them, and I feel like their defense should make more plays because I don't see how the Cardinals' offense is going to be able to move the ball as much. And the Cardinals are dealing with learning because they have a new head coach as well, and all that. So yeah, so that's why the Broncos should easily win that game. Then week 8 against Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, I think they will split with the Chiefs, so I'm giving the Chiefs a win here because I feel like the Chiefs, do really play them tough though. But even last year, you guys did sweep them, which I don't think you're going to sweep them again because I feel like the Chiefs pretty much got the Broncos number, and their defense know how to play the Broncos offense really well. So yeah, and especially the Chiefs have a better quarterback as well. So yeah, that's why I think the Chiefs will win and split the season series against them. Then week 9, they play on the road against Carolina Panthers. This is a game right here that can definitely go either way. I know most people could be picking the Panthers to win because Carolina so far did improve their defensive free agency, adding multiple studs there like Jalen Fields and Devin Lloyd. Offensively, I don't think they're as good. So yeah, I think this game will be very close. I can see Carolina pulling off an upset, but I'm going to lean towards the Broncos winning this game because the Broncos are just a much more complete team. They have the better coaching as well, better coaching staff. And I just have more faith in Bo Nix than Bryce Young because I don't think Bryce Young is that good. And Carolina doesn't really have a vertical passing game. So, and I don't think the Panthers offense is going to be able to do much to get after that secondary because Denver does a great pass defense. So I feel like Surtain versus McMillan will be a really good matchup. They can take McMillan out of the game. And I think the Broncos defense will make more plays. And I just have more faith that the Broncos offense will make more plays because Carolina's defense isn't great. And I just really think that, that Jalen Waddle will have a good game as well. And I'm saying with Evan Ingram and Cortland Sutton. And Carolina is really good at stopping the run, but sometimes they're soft against the run, so Denver might be able to run the ball against them. So, yeah. So, I know it is in Carolina, but Denver's just an overall better coach team as well. So, I think the Broncos win that game. Then they get a bye week 10. Then after the bye week, they got to play against the Raiders at home. They should easily beat the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are just not a good team. I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Raiders. Is going to be Kirk Cousins or is going to be Fernando Mendoza. If it's Fernando Mendoza, I wouldn't trust a rookie quarterback, especially on the road against an elite defense like the Broncos. And, the Raiders did make improvements on defense to get better, but I don't think they're going to be as good as they believe it, hope they would be. And I just think the Broncos are pretty much an overall better roster, better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home, and Raiders have a new coaching staff as well, so they're dealing with a learning curve right there. So yeah, so I think the Broncos should be able to win this game, and especially they have the better defense as well, which I think their defense will make more plays than the Raiders, and the offense will probably make more plays than the Raiders because I think the Raiders' offense will have a bit of a struggle. So yeah, that's why I think the Broncos will win that game. Then week 12 against Pittsburgh Steelers on a short week on Black Friday. This is a game right here that can definitely go either way. Um, I know most people are picking the Broncos to win because they're a much more complete team, but I'm gonna go with a little bit of an upset. I'm gonna go Steelers win because I just think the Steelers, pretty much have the weapons on offense. Like they pretty much revamped their receiving core as well by adding Michael Pittman and going along with DK Metcalf. Like I think the Steelers pretty much have the receivers to move the ball against Denver. And when you play man coverage against the Steelers and open things up for Aaron Rodgers, because I feel like it, because I feel like that the Steelers, I kind of have more faith that their offense can make more plays. And I have more faith that their defense can totally make more plays at home in Pittsburgh. And playing in Pittsburgh is a tough outing. And I feel like the Steelers do have the pass rush to get after Bo Nix and make life difficult on him. They pretty much do have the corners in the secondary to man up against your pass catchers as well. So yeah, so I feel like Ramsey on Waddle will be a really good matchup. So yeah, so I think the Steelers, I think this is a game that the Steelers defense, because I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit of a low scoring game, but I feel like that the Steelers defense will just win them the game itself. So yeah, but I think the only way the Broncos can totally win this game is that if their defense can fool Aaron Rodgers and make life difficult on him, and especially their O line isn't great. But I wouldn't rule out Denver winning, but I just have a feeling that the Steelers are going to win because playing in Pittsburgh is tough. But I do think the Broncos are a better team from a talent standpoint. But I just really think that the Steelers are just. I feel like the Steelers at home is very tough, and the Steelers sometimes are really good against these good teams. But yeah, so I think the Steelers win that game here. Then in week 13 against the Dolphins, they should easily beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins are in a rebuilding mode. I mean, they lost several guys on defense. They lost a lot of guys offensively. Like, they don't really have, the weapons on offense to, like, get after your defense. Like, especially after that secondary, since they don't have any weapons on offense to do that. Malik Willis is fine, but I don't think he's anything special. And this is the Jalen Waddle revenge game as well. So he's going to get his revenge on the Dolphins. And I feel like that, the Broncos got better weapons on offense that can really, like, get after the Dolphins secondary. And they'll get after their defense too. And I think they'll run the ball better than them. Because I don't think Miami's going to be able to run the ball effectively that well against them. And also on top of that, I just think that, the Broncos defense will make more plays to at least, like, confuse, Malik Willis and make life difficult on them. And I just really feel like the Broncos have a better defense as well, and they have a better quarterback and coaching staff, and they're at home, and they're a much more complete team. Now, we know Dolphins are dealing with learning curves because they're dealing with a new head coach, and Halfley, who I'm not a believer in. He's going to put up some defense production, but I don't think he has the talent to do so. So I think the Broncos should easily win that game. Then week 14 against the New York Jets. Obviously, easy dub for the Broncos. I mean, the Jets are a disaster. Like the Jets, I know they got Geno Smith, but he's overrated. I'm not a big fan of their coaching staff. Their offensive line is a disaster. Their defense is pretty young, but they're very predictable. So I think Denver offensively should be able to move the ball against them. And the Jets really don't have the corners to man up against the Broncos receivers. I feel like Waddle, Sutton, and Ingram have a good game. And I feel like they should be able to run the ball against the Jets because the Jets run defense. Like, I think the Jets have a weaker run defense as well. And even last year when these two teams played, the Jets almost beat them, which it was a low-scoring game. And the Jets had like negative 100 yards. I think the Broncos defense can totally at least wear them down. So, yeah. So, I think the Broncos should easily beat the Jets down by a lot. And they have a better quarterback and better coaching staff and they're a more complete team. So, yeah, that's still pretty much why I think Denver wins that game. Then week 15 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, I think they will sweep the Raiders because I just feel like the Broncos are going to have more to play for because I feel like the Broncos, they're probably going to be a team that's probably going to make the playoffs this year, and the Raiders are going to be playing for nothing. And Denver's just overall much more complete team, better quarterback and coaching staff. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I think the Broncos are going to sweep the Raiders again. Then week 16 against the Buffalo Bills. This is on a Friday short week in Denver. This is on Christmas, but I think this game right here can definitely go either way as well. I can see it going either way. I mean, most people could be on the Broncos to win, but this is a game from a playoff rematch though. But I think in my Bills record prediction, I did pick the Bills to win. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Bills to win this game because I just think the Bills are just a much more complete team and have the better quarterback. And I just really think that the Bills offense is going to be able to make more plays against your defense where that can put the Broncos defense in a bad position. I think their O-line is pretty solid. The Bills have a solid O-line, which I think they'll play so well against your D-line, which that puts your corners in a bad position. And like I said, the Broncos like to play a lot of man coverage. And when you play man coverage against the Bills, that opens things up for Josh Allen. So yeah, and the Bills' defense is very solid. I mean, they can't stop the run, but they can stop the pass. But I think the Bills can totally get after that secondary because I kind of think that, if Denver tries to blitz too much, I think that, Josh can totally make him pay. So, yeah, and the Bills pretty much do have the corners in the secondary to man up against your pass catchers. They do have a bit of a pass rush that can really get after Bo Nix. So, yeah, I know it's in Denver, but I just think the Bills are just a much more complete team and have a better quarterback as well. And they did revamp their receiving core as well by adding DJ Moore, so he can have a good game too. So yeah, I think the Bills win that game. Then week 17 against New England Patriots on a Saturday. This game right here can definitely go either way. Most people could be on the Broncos because I think people could totally get their revenge on them after last year losing to them. It was pretty close when Denver almost beat them though. So this is a rematch from the playoffs, but since you're on the road, I'm gonna give the Patrons a win here because I just think the Patrons, I kind of have more faith in their offense to make more plays more than Denver, and I feel like with the Patrons adding receivers like AJ Brown and Romeo Dobbs probably help, and I just think they pretty much have the receivers to like get after that secondary because if I feel like that if Vance Joseph is being way too aggressive, I think Drake May can make him pay because I feel like the Patriots do have the offense and the receivers to move the ball against Denver's defense. And when you play man coverage against the Patriots, it opens things up for Drake May. And New England has a solid offensive line, which I think their O-line will play so good against your D-line, which that can totally put your corners and safeties in a bad position. And I feel like the Patriots defense is solid. I mean, they can stop the run, they can stop the pass. But I think their defense can make more plays though, because I feel like they do have the D line that can really like get after Bo Nix. They do have the corners in the secondary to man up against the Broncos receivers. I feel like Christian Gonzalez versus Jalen Waddle is a really good matchup. Maybe Carlton Davis on Sutton, and maybe Byard on Evan Ingram. Maybe you take one of the Broncos receivers out of the game. So yeah. But I do believe the Patriots offense will make more plays. I think they can do enough to at least like control the clock, keep Bo Nix on the sideline, and I think they'll do enough to beat their defense. And I think the Patriots defense can totally win them the game too as well. So yeah, and especially the Patriots are at home and they have a better quarterback as well. So yeah, that's why I think New England will win this game. And I think the Patriots are just a much more complete team, which that's why I think New England will win that game. Then week 18 against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they will split the season series and beat the Chargers at home. Because I feel like that, Denver's going to have more to play for. And we know the Chargers might have more to play for as well. Both teams will have more to play for because both teams are probably going to be in the playoffs. So, yeah, because I think the Chargers are probably going to be a team that can make the playoffs or they could definitely miss it. Same thing as the Broncos as well. So, yeah. So overall, I have the Broncos sitting at 10-6-1. 10-6-1. So that leads to that Rams game, though. So, like I said, this game can go either way. I mean, I can totally see the Rams win this game as well because the Rams have a better quarterback. I think the Rams are a better team than the Broncos. I feel like their defense has much improved by adding Myles Garrett. And I can totally see the Rams defense giving Bo Nix a tough time. It's hard to choose because the Rams got better offense. I mean, they have a better passing offense as well. I don't think Denver's offense, I don't think it's any good. I can see it being a defensive game. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just call a bit of an upset. I'm gonna say Denver wins because I just feel like the Broncos defense at home can make some plays here. Like, I feel like the Broncos do have the receivers on offense to move the ball against the Rams defense because the Rams defense, they like to play a lot of soft zone coverage at times. And I just really think that, Bo Nix could totally have some time. And I feel like that the Broncos defense can do enough to get after Stafford and make life difficult on them. Like, I feel like the secondary matched so well with the Rams receivers. I feel like, the Rams, they don't have a run game, but I think Denver's defense should be able to at least slow down Kyron Williams and all that to give the run game issue to put them into some second, third, and longs. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams win this game on the road in Denver. I wouldn't rule it out, but I just feel like Denver at home is going to come through a win, especially with the coming out party. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos at home. So, basically, I have the Broncos sitting at 11-6. Could be good enough to win the division. I don't know, but we'll see. I think, 4-2 in the division, 7-5 in conference, 6-2 at home, 5-4 away. I mean, that's pretty solid. I mean, as you look at the Broncos, 11-6 should be good enough for a playoff spot. So as you look at the Broncos schedule, this is pretty, difficult because, the Broncos, it's very tough because they have to play the Chiefs twice. They play the Jags, they play the Rams, they play the Niners, they play the Chargers twice, they play the Seahawks, they play the Panthers. I mean, Panthers aren't going to be good. They play the Steelers, and they play the Bills, and they play the Patriots. So that's a difficult schedule. Like I see, I don't think I expect the Broncos to do any better than 12-5 or 13-4 this year because I feel like they're probably going to take a little bit of a step back this year because, last year they were so lucky to win a lot of close games as well, especially teams who they really destroyed. I just think the Broncos so far are probably the much more complete team, and I feel like they're the team to win their division. I think they are better than the Chiefs for now. So, yeah. But as I look at their schedule, I can see them losing at least 1 or 2 more games. I can see them losing to the Rams. I can see them lose to Seattle. I can see them lose to Carolina. In games they can win. I can see them beating Buffalo. I can see them beating New England. I can see them beating the Steelers. I can see them at least losing 1 game to the Raiders as well. So, yeah. I can see them beat the Niners as well. I can see them lose to Jags. So, yeah. So, I think 11-6 sounds about right for the Broncos. I think they go somewhere from 10 to 12 wins this year. I think maybe they go 9-8 at worst if everything goes wrong, if the offense starts to fall apart, if Bo Nix is injured, misses a couple games, and the defense starts to fall apart a little bit. I think 14-3 they'll be at best if the defense plays at a high level and the offense plays at a high level, and especially Bo Nix starts to play like an MVP. So, yeah. So, 11-6 for the Broncos sounds about right for them. And pretty much good for them to win the division. So, yeah. So, you let me know in the comments below what you guys think and all that. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong about the Broncos? Just let me know what you guys think as well. So, this is Emmanuel Jones. I'm a big fan. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe my channel to see more of my NFL recommendation playlist as well. So, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. See you guys later. Peace.